right, guys, I'm back. It's May 5th. I got my favorite home run plays on the way. But before we do, we got to recap yesterday. And we did not get any of the three players that we had. I didn't even want to put their names on the screen. But it was Juan Soto, who is first at bat. Oh, geez, the launch angle and exit velocity off just a little bit. And that was the nicest one of the day. Almost, kind of close, but no cigar, they say. And then Pete Crow Armstrong and Kyle Tucker could not get it done. So we put 0.05 of a unit on them. So three of those is minus 0.15 of a unit. So our grand total on the year is still up 2.55 units. But like I said, we've been betting basically the whole season other than the last couple of days, a tenth of a unit. We kind of backed off a little bit. So 2.55, when you think of it in the grand scheme of things, that's absolutely amazing. To put it into a easier way to conceptualize, if we were to put 1 unit, that's much easier to start thinking about than fractions of units. So 1 unit would have produced roughly around 25, 26 units to the positive. So there you go. Now you kind of understand the totality of the season. Maybe not the best last couple of days, but so you can see what we've done here. So we'll be increasing unit sizes soon, okay? But we'll see. We got to get the weather to be a little bit more beneficial. We'll put it that way. So with that being said, let's just get right to these plays that I absolutely love for today. All right, my first play, Juan Soto for a home run. I mean, when you look at anybody in Major League Baseball that is due for a home run because they haven't hit one, I think he hit one, I don't know, like maybe 4 or 5 days ago. It was 2 in one game. And then he hasn't hit any, I don't know, going back 15, 20 games. And what he's doing over the course of the last week is just insane. He actually had a home run stolen away yesterday. The guy grabbed up over the wall and snatched it back from being a home run. He's doing, I mean, he's got home run distance. He got home run distance, didn't get the home run. So you could see in the bottom middle, his barrel and hard hit. The top two were his doubleheader game. The 2 games he played yesterday, the doubleheader. 2 barrels, 3 hits in the one, and then a barrel and a hard hit in the other. And then going back 3 games before, you can see a barrel, 3 hard hits, 2 barrels, 3 hard hits, a barrel, and 3 hard hits. This is insane, man. This guy, when you look, oh my gosh, man. Okay. Okay, before we get any further, I just want to say the best scenario would have been that the game they would have played 2 days ago wasn't rained out, did not create a situation where yesterday they played a doubleheader. It wasn't meant to be, obviously, because they had to travel all the way back, or they had to travel to Arizona. So that's why the game was early. It was the first one, but then the makeup game, they had to play late. It was supposed to be, give them enough time to travel west. But I still don't want to shy away from this opportunity because I just don't think it's something to shy away from. But it is there. It is a concern. It's not the best situation. At least you're going from east to west, and you're gaining hours, right? The time zones, so however long the flight takes when you land, it feels like you got 3 hours back just because of, the time zone and stuff like that. So I like this one. I love this one. He's taking on Ryan Nelson, okay, who is forced to start his first game of the season due to injury to one of the starting pitchers. He has been in the bullpen. This is the first year he's been in the bullpen. The last couple years, he was a starter, and he was horrible, okay? So they're anticipating, or they got a leash on him of about 80 to 85 pitches estimate. But hopefully he has a real bad game, and Soto can knock one out early. But this is basically going to be all bullpen players, essentially. Just Ryan Nelson's a bullpen, just going to happen to be starting. So when you look at Nelson, the reason I didn't put his barrel percentage given up, all that stuff, is because he's, like I said, out of the bullpen. He plays one, maybe a little bit more than 1 inning, and it's kind of, his numbers are not as bad as you'd want them to be, but when you look at when he was a starter the last 2 years, they've been absolutely horrible. It's easier to come out of the bullpen and just pitch your best. Oh, you're going to be in there for an inning or so versus getting fatigued into the fourth, fifth, maybe sixth inning. So I think the numbers don't apply this year. And I think it's more appropriate maybe to look at the history of Ryan Nelson, and he's not very good. Okay, so when you're talking history now, you're talking Soto versus Nelson. 12 at-bats, 3 hits, 2 home runs Soto has off of Nelson in his career, 250 batting average, okay? And when you look at the number one pitch, I mean, you can't get much better than this. What pitch is the best pitch in the general sense, depending on the batter? Is a good pitch to hit for a home run, a fastball, right? And he throws it 55% of the time. So you got a really good pitch. And Nelson, again, a 261 batting average, 1 home run surrendered on 23 at-bats and 6 hits. This is, like I said, he's out of the bullpen. So you could be really, you could really, throw your stuff well, knowing that you're not going to have to sustain 4, 5, 6 innings like a starter. So I think the numbers are really a true accurate reflection of what they might be if he was actually a starter. Okay, so then you look at Juan Soto. I kind of shortened the window of how he's performed against the four-seam fastball because he started absolutely terrible to start the season. So I didn't want to use the whole season stuff. I want to just look at the last week or so against the four-seam fastball. So granted, it is a smaller sample size, but he has 5 at-bats, 3 hits, and a home run, a 600 batting average. More of a shorter time window in terms of the window by which I show you guys how he's performed with the barrels and hard hit over the last 5 days right there. You could even gone back even more days, and the hard hits were like, 2, 3, all just like that. So I love this opportunity right here for Juan Soto to hit a home run, baby. Can you do it for us? All right, next play, Pete Alonso to hit a home run. So it's the same situation I just talked about. Same pitcher, same game, right? So when you look at Alonso, you look at his barrel and hard hit, it might not look so nice in terms of the barrel. Had 0 barrels in both of the doubleheader games yesterday, but 2 hard hits, and then the game before that, a barrel and a hard hit. But when you look a little closer, sometimes it's not as easy to just look and go, oh, no barrels. When you actually look, he's had a lot of great launch angles that would be in that barrel range. He just hasn't hit it as 95 miles per hour or higher. So like sometimes it was just a little bit under what is classified as a hard hit. And then when he has a hard hit, the launch angle has been just out of the range for it to qualify as a barrel. So like he's right there, but technically when you just look at the technical definition, he did not get any barrels, like I said, in the last 2 games of that doubleheader yesterday. But if you really look and put things into context, you're like, well, I mean, like, it's not like he was total like 0, like he was not even close. He was freaking close, okay? And he's been like that for a long time now. So that's why I absolutely love this opportunity here. All the same things happening, same pitcher, traveling, and all that stuff. I talked about that. When you look at his matchup against Ryan Nelson, his historical, I mean, if this one's even better, I mean, talk about like, there's no guarantees, but I like the fact that he's seen Nelson 9 at-bats, 4 hits, of which 3 of the 4 went for home runs, a 444 batting average versus Nelson. I don't know how Nelson's going to come out. Like, he's like, maybe you get comfortable, like, yeah, well, they don't want me to be a starter anymore. The last 2 years, they put me in the bullpen, but like, now can you be a starter for us? We need you. It's like, I don't know how that's going to kind of play mentally. I don't know how confident he is. Like, he's like, oh, here we go again, man. Like, hopefully he resorts back to the Ryan Nelson of years past. So when you look at the pitches, now the pitch arsenal changes a little bit because when Nelson faces a right-handed batter in Alonso, it's different than a left-handed batter in Soto. Against right-handed batters, he throws the four-seam fastball 63% of the time, so it even has gone up. And he's got a 222 batting average, no home runs surrendered. Like I said, when you're in the bullpen, it's a little different. I mean, it's like, you don't have the tiredness of your arm because you're not going that many innings, okay? But when you look at Alonso against the four-seam fastball all season long, a .313 batting average on just 16 at bats, 5 hits, and 3 home runs of those 5 hits. Absolutely love it. This is a pitch that he definitely can really take advantage of. And then the slider he throws about 17% of the time. Nelson, just 4 at bats, 2 hits, no home runs, but a .500 batting average surrender to that. And then, just kind of look at Alonso, a decent, that's good. Okay. A .286 batting average, 14 at bats, 4 hits, no home runs. But I love these two. Like when I'm looking at what they've done over the course of, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, and you put things into context and you go, man, they kind of were really close to hitting home runs, man. And they're doing all the things you want them to do. They just haven't been rewarded. And I think this is a perfect matchup against this kind of pitcher. Historically, you could see what they've done. Now, that doesn't mean anything. It's nice, but they still got to go out and hit it, okay? They got to go hit one off of this guy. I just think it's a great scenario, everything, other than the fact that like they had to travel and they played 2, but they're going to be whatever. They'll be fine. So those are the 2 that I like. There was 2 other that I was like looking at. I really don't want to like say them because I don't want people to take them as like they were close, because they weren't. The players were great. The situation, the pitcher they were going up against just happened to be a pitcher that is a very low barrel percentage, low hard hit, low fly ball. It's like, oh, geez, like how are you supposed to hit a home run when none of those 3 things are even close to what you're kind of looking for? So I'll refrain from talking about them. I only have 2 today because there's a limited slate in the MLB. There's only it's not full. I don't know how many there are. It's not a full slate, but there you go. So let's just look at the weather really quick. All right, there you go. Not as good as the last few days. A lot of negatives there, but not too bad other than Wrigley Field is a -40. Maybe you don't want to do that one. I don't know. I've seen home runs hit in -50 though, but maybe not the best situation. Now, the interesting thing is when I first saw this, I'm like, oh crap, look how many are in red. I don't think that the New York Arizona game is going to be in red because they're in the dome, but it's at -17. So I don't know how Ballpark Pal is coming up with this. If they know that the roof is going to be open, I mean, so maybe the roof's closed and then that changes significantly. So I guess I can put in the pinned comments if that weather in that game changes at all. But even if it stays at -17 or whatever, it's not going to shy me away. Like I said, early in the season, I watched a lot of home runs being hit in games where it was like negative, a lot more than that. And it kept me from betting players because of it. So -17 is nothing really. But we'll see. If they close that roof, then I would imagine it's going to be basically around 0% because there will be no wind. You could see the arrows are pointing, down, which means the wind would be blowing into the field. It would be hindering the ball from traveling far, but the wind's not that great. So I don't see it being a major issue. Okay. So that, at least in terms of that, I would shy away from these 2 plays. So there's the weather. Like I said, if it changes, I'll put in the pinned comment, like, if it looks like the roof's going to be closed or, any significant change. So that's about it. I really like these ones, man. Like there's, these ones just feel so good. But there you go. We'll see what happens. So that's about it. Just want to say I absolutely love every single one of you guys, and I'll just talk to you guys tomorrow.